So for this section of the class, we're going to use 5 different tools and web applications to answer the question about the topic of Civil War Reconstruction. To go deeper, we're going to compare and contrast the Emancipation Proclamation, which covers one of the state standards. So using these 5 tools, we're also going to use the 4 C's of the 21st century classroom. And one of those C's that we'll see an awful lot is being creative in the classroom. And to start that off, we are going to create an iMovie that discusses the Emancipation Proclamation and answers the question, what was the main purpose of the Emancipation Proclamation and how did it work? So I want you to read the document. I want you to try to understand and comprehend on how it worked and what it did. And I want you to tell me that through an iMovie. Use your imagination. Use some cool images. Do whatever you need to do to really help yourself understand that. Secondly, we're going to be creative again. We're going to create a Prezi that displays and discusses the first and second drafts of the Emancipation Proclamation. A lot of people don't know this, but there was 3 drafts in its entirety that Lincoln took and chose from and took different things, and his cabinet helped him select to really make that final draft awesome. So I want you to look at those first 2 and see what he changed, and just tell me about those. All right. So third, we're going to use communication, which is a huge tool today. And for this, we're going to look at those Prezis that we made, but we're going to go ahead and show them in small groups. All right. So I'm going to put you in small groups, and you're going to show your small groups these Prezis that you wrote or created discussing the different drafts. And then within your small groups, I want you to look at all the different things you discuss and make a picto chart that explains the 3 drafts. I want you to pull out every draft's flaw and every draft's benefits and explain it all in this picto chart. It'll look a lot like a flyer, and it'll make a lot more sense once you get in to using that program. We're going to be creative again, and we are going to rewrite the Emancipation Proclamation. And I know this sounds awful, but it's not a very long document. All right, by now you've seen it multiple times and really understood it. Once you get used to using Word and citations, so I want you to type a Word document after. I want you to type a Word document that basically is the Emancipation Proclamation. All original thoughts. So thoughts that Abraham Lincoln had that you think are awesome, go ahead and make them blue. Things you added that you think need to be in there or think would make the document a little bit better, go ahead and make those green. Things you removed, I want you to cut out and make them red at the bottom and explain why you took them out. And then I want you to correctly cite the original document using APA format. All right. If you don't know how APA format works, we'll go over it. And you can also use the Purdue OWL, which is an awesome source. And then finally, we're going to collaborate, which we've already kind of done in our small groups. And then we're going to critically think on this last one. All right, so for critical thinking, we're going to stay in our small groups. And then we're going to try to look at what the Emancipation Proclamation is really saying and what it's trying to get across to us. And then I want you to look at what would have happened if the South didn't accept the 13th and 14th and 15th Amendment. And what if they didn't want to rejoin? What made them rejoin? I want you to create a Kamasi in your own groups and explain your findings. Got a typo there. All right. It's kind of like iMovie. It's a way for you to be creative as well. But I really want you to think about why the Emancipation was such a powerful document. So using these different programs and using these different aspects of 21st century learning, I think we'll really be able to compare and contrast between and about Civil War Reconstruction and the Emancipation Proclamation. Thanks. Enjoy the assignment.